It's midnight in the UK. It's 7 o'clock p.m. here in Washington, D.C. I'm Bev Turner, and this is the Late Appearance Live, music on the Late Appearance Live tonight. They don't appearance is the ancillary of these bodies that we've talked about area. They leave bodies out here to die of exposure. It's the biggest affair that unites us and America, immigration. Ben Leo is at a town abreast the southern bound affected by this crisis. Yes, I'm bottomward actuality on the southern border in Arizona to see aloof how President Trump has abandoned illegal migration and how we can do the aforementioned in Britain. I additionally batten to Republican superstar Kari Lake, who said this. We accept an admiral who absolutely cares about our borders and our ascendancy as a country and cares about the citizens of the American citizens. And I abhorrence to say it, but I don't anticipate that's the case area you are. Well, it comes afterwards the American president had this allotment of admonition for our prime minister. Your bearings is actual similar. You accept bodies advancing in, and I told the prime minister I would stop it. And it doesn't amount if you call out the military. It doesn't amount what means you use. Lend in the aggressive to stop illegal migration. Admiral Trump's bulletin to the Prime Abbott was bright at checkers. But back will we see less rhetoric and added able action? Migration. Immigration. Migration. 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 The Prime Abbott should probably listen to the president. It's all about accepted sense. Applause as zero actionable crossings. They have smashed the gangs. Additionally tonight, we will not alone say that these people are do not authorize for broad leave to remain, we will abate indefinite leave to abide as a class in this country. Ameliorate batten Nigel Farage offers his solution. Today, he announced rather Trumpian affairs to abutting borders and bind abundant spending for British nationals only. Additionally breaking tonight, the brief acceleration in autism is amid the most alarming accessible bloom developments in history. There's never been anything like this. The better adventure in D.C. today, the White House bond paracetamol use to an explosion in autism over contempo decades. We're activity to allocution to affiliate of the administration about their findings tonight. And my mistakes except been put on the public stage. Other people's mistakes aren't. That is because you're affiliate of the royal family. The Duchess of York is dropped by 7 charities in one day thanks to her black transactional relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Plus, wings 1300, about face 20 degrees appropriate immediately. Little did we apperceive we were nearly blasted out of the sky by a asleep pilot on a commuter jet. That's another exclusive abaft the scenes moment. Also tonight, that is the Be Affectionate Brigade. And this time they're aggravating to decapitate in figure of Admiral Trump.
Why?
I'll tell you why a little afterwards on. I'm Beth Turner. This is the Late Show Live, and your night is aloof getting started. Music, applause, Nigel Farage is talking boxy on immigration, and tonight he's demography aim at one of Britain's amount residency rights. We will not alone say that these people are do not authorize for broad leave to remain. We will abate indefinite leave to abide as a class in this country. Announced affairs to Adam indefinite leave to abide, as he says there. That's the arrangement that allows migrants who've lived accurately in Britain for years to settle there permanently. And he gave this abrupt admonishing on welfare. We are the affair that will accomplish massive cuts to abundant spending. And if we don't, well, what is coming down the clue will best allotment bankrupt us. Although some abilities say we're almost there. The backfire was of advance immediate. Labor activity abstracts accusing him of breaking up families and fostering division. Even the Liberal Democrats weighed in with their baton, Ed Davies saying this. What he's talking about bodies who've got abiding leave to break here, made their lives here. And what he's actually saying is let's accept lots more administration bureaucracy. But Nigel Farage's aim is clear. He says reduce the allurement of advancing to Britain and cut actionable crossings which have already anesthetized 50,000 back labor took appointment aloof over a year ago. The aftermost government absent ascendancy of the borders. I'm bent that will retake ascendancy of the borders. And this agitation isn't aloof British, of course. In the United States, President Trump has already confused to end the path to abiding address for some migrants. I will acknowledge a civic emergency at our southern border. All actionable access will anon be halted. Since Donald Trump took office, nearly 150,000 actionable migrants have been arrested at that southern border. We appetite to accept a abundant abiding workforce, and we had, as I accept it, a lot of illegal aliens. Some not the best of people. They came through illegally. They came into our country. So we have to do our job. The aberration actuality is stark. In the US, adverts like this ample TV screens warning actionable migrants their time is up. Leave now. If you don't, we will find you, and we will deport you. So, is it time for Britain to archetype the White House, or does Sakir Star risk being outflanked by Nigel Farage on the one affair best voters say matters the most? To get added on this, we've got our Ben Leo is at the southern border town in Arizona afflicted by the immigration crisis. Has acquired some incredible footage for us as able-bodied as interviews with abandoned migrants and an exclusive account with Carrie Lake. That a little bit later. But Aboriginal of all, let's accompany in GB News's political editor Christopher Hope to accord us a synopsis of what Nigel has been saying. Acceptable morning, Christopher. Good evening. Acceptable morning. Not absolutely worked out what to say yet. Appearance 1. So tell us and acquaint my guest's actuality in the studio as well. What has Farage said? How is it altered to what we're used to in the UK? Bev, abundant to see you, and abundant to see you on this absurd new appearance we're launching tonight. Yeah. Nigel Farage, of course, alleged the Ameliorate UK leader. He has gone absolutely big on clearing here in the UK. He has appear affairs to remove the automated appropriate to remain here, which you do get afterwards 5 years of being actuality, if you are a new arrived migrant. It's alleged broad leave to remain. Now the botheration the government's got is beneath the Boris Johnson, the Tory government. Hundreds of bags of people came in one 12-month period, nearly a actor bodies accustomed, and after 5 years those bodies will get indefinite leave to remain. So Farage is challenging the capital parties not to grant that appropriate to abide actuality, because we can see a huge beachcomber of bodies, a kind of billowing accumulation of advancing bottomward the down the clue, who will get this indefinite leave to remain. He's adage act now and deal with it. It's absolutely clever, I think, because best of these bodies will be accustomed that indefinitely to remain before he is adventitious to be Prime Minister if this government lasts a full term to 2029. But what's interesting, I'm in the aphotic here. It's midnight of advance in Britain, Bev, in Bournemouth, because I'm at the Liberal Democrat appointment, and tomorrow, well, I should say today, will be audition for Ed Davey. He's a Lib Dem baton of advance, the third biggest affair in the UK, and he is making clear how bedeviled his affair is with Donald Trump. One of his key announcements, he's authoritative, is quite interesting. He will say that he will make the UK a safe anchorage for American cancer analysis scientists who are fleeing Trump's, as he calls it, anti-science analysis agenda. Now what he says is that hundreds of grants have been annulled for cancer scientists. They appetite to leave the US. Why not appear to the UK? He'll additionally call out in his big speech, the biggest accent he makes all year will be devoted an allotment to Donald Trump in America. He'll be adage that Davey will alarm out the absolutely false conspiracy theories he says peddled by the Trump administering and talking about this anti-science agenda. And earlier I battened to Ed Davey. He mentioned not atomic Nigel Farage 11 times in 11 minutes. Already every minute to appearance how Davey is absorption on Donald Trump, but additionally Nigel Farage. But I asked him this big affair back after most anniversary Donald Trump came actuality for the accompaniment dinner. Ed Davey banned to accommodated him. I capital to know why, and if he'd change his tune if he gets into power. Here's what he told me. You banned to appear after most week's State Bank with Donald Trump. Would you do the same affair afresh if you were the PM? Not if I was the PM. Let me explain why. I was the Aboriginal baby kisser actually to say that Donald Trump should get a state visit. That ability abruptness I disagree with, remember that. No, I did. You can analysis out the press releases. The acumen was I accept no problem agreeable with addition, who I disagree with. I anticipate you should do that. There you accept it there. So, guess what? Davey would accommodated the Admiral of the United States if he becomes Prime Minister. Well, lots of ifs in there, and I anticipate Nigel Farage and others would have article to say about that. Bev. Okay, Chris, acknowledge you so much. Late night at the Lib Dem appointment about that's in complete riot. Acknowledge you for joining us actuality admitting this evening.